Living in modern cities, the thought of an encounter with a predatory animal is frightening. Not only are these vicious animals hunters, but we are much weaker in comparison. So you may wonder what happens when a leopard holds an entire village hostage, or if you could ever escape a real-life shark attack, or to find out if you could win a face-off against a full-grown black bear. So stick around, because here are 12 scary animal encounters that'll make you panic. Number 12. Alligator Army Surrounds Tent. Alligators are slow to move, but quick to attack. They typically swim far and fast, but on land, they have restricted movement. However, when you're surrounded by multiple alligators, speed is not of concern. If a victim falls prey, they bite down until the victim dies of blood loss. This camper is lying peacefully in his tent when he decides to unzip the opening. About 4 to 5 alligators are lined right at the front of his tent. But that's not all. When the camper flashes his light into the dark distance, he sees multiple more pairs of hungry eyes staring right at him. Lucky for him, he made it out alive.
Meu Deus do céu!
Number 11. Mama bear tracks woman to her house. Bears are savage hunters with an appetite for violence. Since they kill for food, hunger makes for an insatiable motive. Typically, they track down their prey by the foreign scent of their bodies, and they attack by biting down on the victim's neck or back. These vicious killers generally attack humans to protect their territory or cubs from danger. But this woman was unlucky enough to be chased home into the darkness of the night by a mother bear and her cub. She ran to her house and closed the fence gate behind her. Had she stumbled, the bear would have struck with her paw and easily broken her spine in half. Meanwhile, the cub would have jumped at the woman, showing aggression and asserting control. Number 10. Hungry Lion's Tail Campers. While the tales of lion attacks are rare, they're filled with cruel details. The king of the savannah is a top predator with an unquenchable hunger for bloodshed. Unlike other predators, they're more than prepared to hunt down humans when given the chance. Thus, these lions got excited about this human campsite. They circled the tents and drew closer at the slightest sign of movement. The camper understood not to make sudden moves, so he pulls down the tent cover to remain out of sight. But even a slim activity awakens the lion's hunter instincts. He went closer to the tent and tried to pull it apart. But after a few failed attempts and ceased movements, they decided to head back home. Number 9. Stealthy cougar stalks hiker. With almost no apparent enemies, cougars are the top end of the food chain. These apex predators are cunning and stealthy hunters who purposely remain hidden and stalk their prey until it's time to attack. While they may resemble a house cat in appearance, they're anything but docile. This hiker finds himself being shadowed by an adult cougar. He makes loud noises in hopes of driving him away, but the cougar is determined and not easy to scare. The cougar follows the hiker in timid footsteps, but pounces every now and then to assert dominance. The hiker backs away slowly because rushed movements would only heighten the cat's killer instincts. The cougar follows him down the trail for about 6 minutes until a sudden motion alerts him to turn back. Number 8. Leopard holds entire village hostage. Leopards are opportunistic and devious killers, highly feared by other wildlife and humans alike. Motivated by hunger alone, these wildcats will attack anything that moves by quickly pouncing on them and holding them hostage. Just like this leopard, who ransacked an entire Indian village by attacking one villager after another. Initially, the leopard is contained within 4 walls, but its jumping abilities are well known, and soon enough, it's running after the masses in cold blood, breaking free of any trap laid ahead. Since leopards are great athletes, it's almost impossible to contain them, even if an entire village is involved. Number 7. Alligator on the line. When in water, alligators have a competitive advantage over us humans. Not only are they masters of their territory, but they won't think twice to defend their home. With a bite force 3 times stronger than a lion's, there's no escaping once its jaws are clenched around its prey. This group of fishermen were completely outside their element. One of them was reeling in his line, only to realize he'd hooked into a full-size alligator. He instantly threw the line back into the water and paddled away at high speed. At a distance, a fellow fisherman also started to paddle in the opposite direction out of fear of the vicious predator.
Oh my God! That's a big-ass gator, buddy!
Number 6. Snake slithers into sauce aisle. Hunting styles vary greatly across the thousands of different species of snake. Some prefer to silently stalk their prey, while others wait patiently for their victims to fall into a trap. Some wrap their bodies around their prey, choking them to death, and others bite into their skin, injecting lethal venom into their bodies. Regardless of their hunting methods, snakes are ruthless killers. So it's only natural for someone to tremble with fear when a snake appears in plain sight, especially if it's somewhere you'd least expect to meet one. This snake was casually hanging from a sauce rack in a supermarket aisle. It appears to be a rather large snake, far out of place. Thankfully, someone carefully removed and released it into the wilderness far from the market vicinity. Number 5. Stabbing a shark goes wrong. Diving in open waters comes with intense anxiety of the unknown, but in shark-infested waters, it's the known that causes distress. Despite the multitude of shark tales you might have heard, they seldom attack humans. But that doesn't make the infrequent attacks any less damaging. Sharks typically attack a diver out of curiosity and then swim away, but the initial bite is often intense enough to rip off a limb. This is why, when the diver poked a shark and it came back with open jaws, the diver panicked. The shark held on to the diver's leg for a moment, hoping to sever it, but the diver acts quickly and vigorously shakes the shark's jaw off. Number 4. Lion sniffs photographer's crotch. When a lion attacks a human, the entire play is a show of aggression and dominance. They leap onto their prey and bite until the animal suffocates to death. The only way out when dealing with a predator who is bigger, faster, and stronger is to make yourself invisible. This photographer was so busy observing multiple lions in an open field, he failed to notice one lioness coming dangerously close before it was too late. The curious animal begins sniffing his crotch, but the photographer remained absolutely still so as not to activate her hunting instincts. Fortunately, this trick worked and the lion kept casually walking on. Number 3. Giant squid ambushes surfer. Giant squid are mysterious creatures lurking deep beneath the oceans and are rarely ever seen by humans. Some would say that's a good thing, since their killing patterns have been studied to be some of the most merciless in the animal kingdom. Giant squid use their tentacles to tightly grip their prey before cutting them down with their sharp beaks. To make things worse, they have a tongue covered in teeth that's used for even more cutting. This surfer had the misfortune of encountering such a giant squid, who'd wrapped its tentacles around his board. The surfer attempted to catch it with a rope, but the squid manages to turn his surfboard. With the squid's tentacles wrapped around the board, the surfer makes it back on top. It's unclear what happens next, but it's likely he made it out alive. 2. Tiger chases biker. Apart from being cold-blooded hunters, tigers tend to lure their prey into an attack. First, they shadow their prey, studying its moves. Then they draw closer and wait for the right moment to strike. Often, this ends in a game of chase and run, but the tiger seldom loses. This biker had already been pursued by a tiger for quite some time. Even the fastest human is no match for a tiger's speed. But thankfully, the man's sport bike gives him an edge over the hungry predator, and he makes it to safety. Number 1. Black bear storms hunter. Resting at the top of the food chain, black bears are apex predators. They're merciless killers who have nothing to fear besides mountain lions, wolf packs, and of course, other bears. They've got lasting stamina, which makes an ambush all the more difficult for their prey. This black bear was casually sniffing near a bow hunter, which is something they do to appear harmless while getting close enough to strike their prey. Before the hunter knows it, the bear leaps towards him and tumbles him over. The brief interaction leaves a mark, but the man soon gets up and makes it out alive from what could have been a fatal bear attack.
Should have started a long time ago.
Alright, comment below which of these animal encounters frightened you the most. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Wildely, and hit the bell icon if you're brave enough. See you in the next one.